This is something that is not about the tragedy in Tucson. It is not about guns. It is not about violence or politics or anybody who's famous. It is something completely different and amazing and true. I know this is a bit of a break from the hard news of these last few days, but that is how we intend it, as a break. This is Earth. Planet Earth, our little home that is constantly in motion, spinning and orbiting and tilting in the great big cosmos with other planets and our sun and other galaxies with their stars and planets and asteroids and other universes filled with all of those fabulous things times 100 kabillion or something. But we have our little Earth. It comes wrapped in a giant magnetic field, which is awesome. A magnetic field with a north and a south. So that when you're a kid, you can chase those little magnets around, right? North and south attract. North and north push each other away. Because we are humans and we like to make order of things, we tend to think of our magnetic field like this, with magnetic north being where it darned well ought to be, up the North Pole, and with magnetic south being at the South Pole. 50-50, symmetrical. You can count on it, rock solid, just like our Earth. But that is not really how it works, because our Earth is not really rock solid. Not really. If you look deep inside the planet, you see the part that is solid, the inner core. It's very small in relative terms, and it's super, super, super hot. The outer core that's wrapped around it is mainly made of molten iron, liquid iron that is bubbling and sloshing about while we are way up on the Earth's surface, you know, wondering what happened to the car keys. Earth's outer core of iron is so fantastically in motion that it's even got whirlpools in it. Whirlpools caused by the constant rotation of the Earth. And laced through those whirlpools of molten iron, we seem to have these circulating electric currents, okay? So we've got electricity, electric currents, we've got electricity, and we've got metal. What happens when you combine electricity and metal? If you remember what happened in science class when you ran electricity through a hunk of metal, what you got and what you get is a magnetic field. With the right equipment, you can capture images of it, and you can watch them all day like we did today. Just think, our Earth, the whole thing comes wrapped in a magnetic field, like the ones you see here. At least sort of vaguely like that. But here's the mind-blowing, awesome times 10, 1300 thing about this. Earth's magnetic field, the giant magnetic field for the whole Earth, the one we live inside, is changing. It is changing all the time. Check out this practical consequence of that. This is Tampa International Airport. Today, before dawn, at Tampa International Airport, they reopened one of the busiest runways. They have been closing runways recently at Tampa so they can adjust the signs on the runways. So they can tell pilots zooming in at hundreds of miles an hour exactly where to land. Why do they have to adjust the signs? Well, it turns out that the runways are numbered according to the points on a compass. And a compass, of course, depends on magnetic fields to work. That's how a compass needle knows where to point. That's how a compass needle knows to point north. It's not pointing towards Santa, it's pointing toward magnetic north. And the problem with the runways is that magnetic north moves. It moves about 40 miles a year. 40 miles! When I first heard the news about that causing the Tampa airport to have to move its runway signage around, my response was basically, this cannot be true. But it is true. The runways signage, the runways have to be adjusted because they are based on the points on a compass. And the points on a compass are moving because north is moving, because our magnetic field is moving, and that moves where north is. It moves Earth's magnetic north 40 miles a year. Amazing! Right? Amazing. And then today, yet more amazing news about the wiggliness and wobbliness of our Earth. Did you see this today? Did you see this today? Quote, Earth rotation changes zodiac signs. Astronomers from the Minnesota Planetarium Society found that because of the moon's gravitational pull on the Earth, the alignment of the stars was pushed by about a month. So the moon is our moon, right? It rotates around us. It is a slave to our far superior gravity. But the moon also has its own gravity. It also exerts its own little moonish gravitational pull on big old us. And that gravitational pull of our own moon on us means that we've tilted a little bit. We've tilted a little differently in relation to the sun than we used to be. We're tilted differently in relation to the sun than we were when our position relative to the sun was used thousands of years ago to assign the zodiac signs. We have been nudged by our moon. And over time, that nudge means that instead of us and the sun and 12 zodiac signs dividing the calendar, it is us and the sun and 13 zodiac signs. And it also means that you are not the astrological sign that you thought you were. Right between November 29th and December 17th, there is a new sign. It is OPHIUCHUS. The constellation is a dude wrestling a snake. Yeah, I don't know. Humans born under the previously unknown sign of OPHIUCHUS include Beethoven, Jane Austen, Ted Nugent, Emily Dickinson, also Generalissimo Francisco Franco, who is still dead. Also, poor Julia, who works on our show and who has a cold and who doesn't deserve to have her sign changed while she's out. Even if you are not OPHIUCHUS, if that is not your sign, you're still not what you thought you were. On your screen right now, these are the new dates for all the signs. If you got moved over, I feel your pain. My whole life, I have been an Aries. Now they tell me I'm a Pisces. Despite not believing really in astrology, I hereby insist on remaining an Aries. And never mind the freaking Minnesota Planetarium Society and their big facts about the universe. No matter what they say, I am not trading the mighty Aries ram for some tiny pair of fish and life as a Pisces. I'm not doing it. But I am sort of psyched that even as we tiny little things on the Earth's crust lament that things on the Earth's crust, things here in our world can't change, the very Earth, the very universe mocks us by itself changing and by forcing us to adapt. I love that. That does it for us tonight. We will see you again tomorrow night. Now it's time for The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell.